Welcome to Visualizing the Invisible, an investigation of primacy of consciousness from a metaphysical artist's perspective. My arts and metaphysics background. The limits of the senses and also science are absolutely astounding. Clarification on the definition of metaphysics. Redefining what adept masters actually are. Many records of such research are published. A pattern emerges. Many epoch-specific metaphors are interesting, but can we relate to them today? Vedanta describes the three-in-one nature of consciousness. And this aligns well with the Christian Holy Trinity. New Zealand's indigenous population, the Maori, have this. Sky Father, Earth Mother, about to separate. The Kabbalah Tree of Life with somewhat familiar entities. The purpose of existence explained. Adam, Harishon, essence of all mankind. Here is a more benign role for the serpent in the tree. Variations on this universal metaphor, including the Taurus process, advice from an adept regarding the need to update metaphors. We are all familiar with the need to regularly update. The first metaphor that occurred to me, one substance having three states. At art school, I adopted Michelangelo's field note style for my visual thesis. Terranaut assumes we are fractals of consciousness diving here for the expansion of self. My pages arranged in wallbook form for the purpose of exhibition. A musician's perspective on the spectrum of existence, we can interact with only 7 notes. My childhood obsession with Spitfires meets Lord Krishna, the Oversoul, that means follows sattva. Purity of intention invites solutions. As an artist, I wonder why Lord Krishna's skin is blue. Of course, it is the opposite of skin tone. And of course, the devil is red. We all remember the matrix. Choose between the red pill or the blue pill. Science tells us blue is high frequency, red is low frequency and green is in the center. Mind, information, matter covers the spectrum of existence. The Kabbalah mentions bestower, receiver, which to me sounds like a circuit. The Kabbalah mentions a bestower and a receiver. Sounds like a circuit to me. Is consciousness a mind-matter circuit feeding back to self? God's realm here is based on a cross-section of a human brain. The deliberate gap between the fingers, does this represent the gap between the upper and lower realms? The gap is a common theme amongst ancient models. Electrical transformers have a gap between the higher and lower frequencies. I propose this quote refers to many dimensions. My tribute piece to the first pro-primacy scientists I came across, the 3-in-1 states metaphor in the background. Following are some quotes from top people we seldom hear. The epiphenomenal nature of consciousness may be a belief based on unproven assumptions. I have come across many such examples as this article. I will follow such developments with great interest. A great notion fast gathering momentum. Another fascinating observation. The fractal nature of a leaf skeleton inspired this piece. Inspired by the similarity of man-made and natural layouts. Evocative notion, consciousness, the field experiencing itself through us. A very inspiring notion for a metaphysical artist. An update of the 3-in-1 nature of consciousness, the Hollow Trinity. I proposed an LED light sculpture which viewers can interact with via self phones. Now we investigate streaming from non-local source versus local memory. A typical example of streaming from non-local source. A sample of the author's attempt to visualize the invisible. I propose halos are an indicator of the adept streaming from non-local consciousness. Light bulb moments are universally associated with creativity as opposed to reactivity. Does this notion have any basis in science? If the brain communicates locally via biophotons, why not also non-locally? I propose that this is the core of the message from the adepts. In time, adept material becomes memory-based rituals. The intention is we each listen to the still small voice within. Adepts record their research, local tribes turn it into memory-based rituals, orthodoxy. The essence of the message from the adepts. Adepts appear in all forms, in all fields. Postmodern art, motivated by a reptilian brain, copying pre-existing forms, embraced by the mammalian brain, orthodoxy. Perhaps Charles Saatchi is seeking his wife's opinion on his latest choice of art. My meme on this topic: as for those who say it is a spiritual experience, no, taking material substances to enhance consciousness is by definition materialism. Discrimination alone achieves enlightenment. This art piece was lauded big time by art critics. The artist's statement from the radio is here. I immediately smelled a metaphorical rat. And yes, a hoax parody by some radio DJs, not cutting or leading edge art. My understanding of leading edge is positioned at the front, new solution, smooth journey, unopposed, as opposed to angst and turbulence at the trailing edge. A little known leading edge metaphysical artist, early 1900s. In other words, streaming from non-local consciousness. A source field generating a spectrum of planes and experiences. A stunning attempt to visualize the invisible. My first experience of streaming: told a friend, I wrote a story, young boy sitting under a tree talking to a great adept master, a flood of ideas. My friend asked me, are you the little boy? Light bulb moment. Winged Key is now a symbol for Jinta masters, bringing liberation to a trapped community. I now accept this is consciousness explaining itself to me. via metaphors that are relevant to me. The student goes on a seeing journey with the master, looking for the pattern behind all creation by observing nature and his responses to it. All this brings to mind the notion of truth hidden in plain sight. Variations on a theme. The true meaning of enlightenment and at-one-ment. In part 2, Dream Sequence, I investigate the meaning of dreams. Example of a dream message: a man sneaks me up a tower into a void where a man and a woman are speaking creation into existence with their words. My conclusion: if scientists and artists work together, I'm sure they can solve more mysteries than they can alone. Thank you. Thank you for your interest in the presentation and for the opportunity to appear here. All inquiries are welcome.